So the second song we're going to share today is because today is Rosh Chodesh Adar Sheni, the second Adar, and in every month of the year, and really almost all things that have the number 12 attached to them, we have such a thing which is called Yud Beis Shiluvei Havaya. There are 12 permutations of the Tetragrammaton, because it's like this. It's a four-letter name, right? Tetragrammaton is 4 letters, tetra, and it's 3 different letters, meaning it's Yud Kei Vav Kei. The Hey is repeated twice. So it's really 3 different letters in 4 places, which means 3 times 4 is 12. So for each month of the year, and each of the 12 tribes, and the 12 signs of the zodiac, and things like that, there are different permutations how the name of Hashem is put in order, meaning this Yud Kei Vav Kei, then it could be Yud Kei Kei Vav, it could be Yud Vav Kei Kei, different shiluvim. And they're also connected to 12 hours of the daylight, and then there's 12 hours of night, and different inyanim that's mentioned in the Tanya, but it's brought down from the Mekubalim. But people who are familiar, I think a lot of people familiar with the Sefer Tanya might be familiar with that. So anyway, there's a problem that you have a 13th, just like there's a question of the 13th sign of the zodiac. There's also a 13th month in the Jewish year. Is this month? Is Adar Beis? It only happens every couple of years that we have an Eber year, that we have a leap year. And so, what is the shiluv? What is the permutation for this day? For Rosh Chodesh, today and tomorrow is Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Chodesh Adar Beis. What is this shiluv? So the answer the Mekubalim give is, what is the tziruf, the Yud Beis Tzirufei Havaya? So the answer is, and there's Yud Beis Tzirufei Ekya also, is that they are all 12. And so in the Sefer Chavos Yair, the Chavos and Chuvas Chavos Yair, which is a halachic Sefer, the last tshuva is about the inyan of saying piyutim, which is in Yonah Diyoma, right? Because we just had Parsha Shkolim, and this week is a hefsik, and then the following week is already Parsha Zochor. It's hard to believe, and then Porah and chodesh, and then there's also piyutim yotzros for for Shabbos HaGadol, and actually there are other ones for other times of the year which are not as well known, and for Yom Tovim, for Pesach itself, for Shavuos, for Sukkot, and most of the Ashkenazic world recites the ones for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, which also it could be just as controversial. In any event, so the Heilige Zayda, the Chavos Yair, that I venerate very much, in my holy ancestor, Rabbi Yoel Chaim Bachrach, and that's why I picked to call myself Koblenzer Ruf, because he was Ruf in Koblenz. I think it was a little bit too much to say the Vermzer Ruf, because that's a very choshev kehila, but Koblenz also choshev kehila. There's still a kehila in Koblenz, Ad Hayom. I don't think they have a Rav there, so I can call myself Koblenzer Rav, and nobody else, like I have a friend that's a Prager Rav, also Chavos Yair is the Einikel from Maral in Prague, right? So a friend in Monroe, Rief Zichun Prager Ruf, but there is a Ruf in Prague, but I don't think there's a Ruf in Koblenz. There's a shul there. I saw pictures of the shul. They did some renovations recently. But anyway, Sof Kol Sof, after the Heilige Zayda, the Chavos Yair writes that once he was talking about this inyan of Zmiris, he felt that it was kedai to include. I'll read what he says here. Let's see. things that he wrote, that his father wrote, that his Zeta wrote. Okay. Kol Makom, what is it? It starts here already. He talks about how many different songs that have been written through the years have been lost. Beautiful liturgical poetry. So he says those don't have anything to do with this, so he has no purpose in printing them there, because they all. But he does have them in his Sefer Eitz Chaim, which which was never printed, and I hope someday. I think the manuscripts might still exist in Eitz Chaim. He says, my heart desires very much to put a little bit of the techinas and bakashas, the prayers and the supplications of Adonyavi, Hagon Zal, Shehem Devarim, Hashavim L'chol Nefesh, that he said he wanted to make sure to save from his father, Rav Moshe Shamshin, the prayers that he wrote, beautiful, beautiful prayers and supplications that he wrote, personal prayers about where he prayed for his family, his wife and children. He prayed for being successful in the rabbinate, to serve God properly, to be a faithful servant of God. Beautiful prayers, which one of them I said yesterday is for Erev Rosh chodesh, and he said these are things that anyone could appreciate. And a good person will understand how important these are from how much satisfaction people enjoy from these songs. So because I was worried they might be lost, I decided I'm going to print them, a few of them, in this Sefer Chavos Yair. And since, because they're not just plain poetry or songs, they're muflik b'Torah b'chasidus. They are very pious religious songs. V'chibarim l'havas oiz v'tekev chibas l'Hashem, and they show his tremendous love and to God. So then the holy Zayda, the Chavos Yair, he says, "Muftach oimram lefarakim kavuim liyatzu reikam." He says, I am sure that anyone who recites these songs every now and then, he's not wasting his time. He's not going to come back empty, literally. The purpose of these songs is to arouse in someone's heart a spirit of purity, v'das yiras Hashem, and knowledge and fear of the Lord. Hein shiu l'ratzon l'fnei ba'al haratzon, and so they should become, they should go up with goodwill before the Lord of will, of all goodwill, and muchlat yisborach, of haratzon, muchlat, of the perfect will, the essential will. May be blessed. Yisborach shmoim, his name be blessed. Asher yimali mishalois mavakish yitin kulvavai. That whoever recites these songs, and some of them actually the Chavos Yair himself wrote, some of them his father wrote, some of his grandfather wrote, and he says whoever recites these songs, God will Asher yimali mishalos mavakish. It will fulfill the whatever you pray for, whatever you wish for. God will answer your prayers, he hopes. And he'll give you whatever's in your heart. And so he ends off the famous words from Psalm 19, where the words of my heart and the words of my lips and the meditation of my heart find favor before me. So he says so the first several songs are based on the various Kabbalistic names. So I'm going to sing 3 of them, even though there's more. And the first one to read, just because it's on the Bekoyach, it's the Shem Membes. It's Lemel Prokem Al Pi Shem Membes. Every now and then you should say this according to the the Shem Membes, and then the other two are shaykh specifically to today. They for Rosh chodesh Adar Sheni, because they are the two. They are, because we're supposed to have the kavanah when we say Musaf of all 12 Tzirufei Eke and Havaya. So let's just sing the songs again. I'm not going to translate them, but those who know Hebrew, and the thing is, there's no nakudas, and some of them are difficult. We're going to try our best. So the first one again is based on the Shem Membes that we know from Anabakoyach. Elohim beirach gevi yosi yadeini taras chatzerufa kadosh el boini shafor tuman ezufa lechacha goloi dati yirazcha kenegdi samti besibus tipshusi rapsa tzarita shuva gamarti chatoi kavor bimtsula taher neshama luba Yirad gufilu masecha pitputes zakosi Karoiva shavosi kabel v'rachmeni v'tzadi yechoinu tamid tzadai yechoinu tamid baruch shem kavoid malchusay la'olam v'ored. The next one is Yud Beis Tzirufei Ekya, so that's shaykh to today specifically. The other one's every day. Oyei lecha Hoel yishtachavu haberuim atoyotzer amatzil hameyahoirois Adonai olam hu yisoidoi haloi elav yeshuvu hachoitim heimoimrim harishonos yipalu heichinu yashrus hadbek Archoi secha Yazoiv harasha Hader echaven Yikavu eilecha Yoisam hiskorev Yachniu hayetzer Amitzei halev Hashofet hakol Yahase emes Hateach chesed El yitzurechom Omnam yamlichu afsei haaretz. The next one is the Yud Beis Tzirufei Havaya. I'm going to sing the Pittsburgher Yismachu Hashemayim. It's a Weltsniggin, but it's really Chassidish Niggin. People don't know. They think it's like a reform song. It's really a real Chassidish Niggin. It's a big story I've told many times, but let's just sing it. Ay Yismachu Hashemayim B'sagel haaretz Yaitzer hakol hoidi Oh, miskavi yisporach v'yishtabach el hagadol haloihu yachid umiyuchad Hamelech hakadosh v'hanayra yis'aleh Hay mevaisei yisodes hakvulim ve'elav yayasu hatila amitis v'chol hagoyim Hey mayoidu v'yayimru hu Adonai hu Elohim Yom b'halayla hegiya Mashpil yehirim Hamekayim Hamekim umekayim Adnochamol Hamashpil yehirim Hamekim umekayim Nochamol Hamashpil yehirim Hamekim umekayim Habareu mamsi Havayos yachad. Right, there's many more here, but when the schus of this simcha, again, ki b'simchus eitzeu, should be a schus for the people in Ukraine and all over the world. There should be peace. In the schus of simcha, we can get out of this. We have to have a simcha that's a godly, holy simcha, and God willing, we should see only good things and peace in the world. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. And a good chodesh to everybody. Misha nichnas Adar marben b'simcha.